Do you think that you were born in the wrong body in this lifetime? Is it even possible to be born in the wrong body? And I'm talking specifically about the gender thing. There's a lot of confusion and discussions about gender these days. And I want to approach this subject from a zoomed out cosmic soul perspective that will hopefully answer some questions that you may have about gender. So, to answer the question straight up, can you be born in the wrong body? The answer is yes, but most people who think they may be born in the wrong body are not. They are not. It's a very, very, very tiny percentage of souls that come into the wrong body that is not designated for them. And in this video, I'm going to go over the situations that can arise with people being born in the wrong body and why some humans may perceive that they are in the wrong body. You are divine. Mwah, beautiful children of the stars. Welcome back to another video where we look at life, human life, from a cosmic perspective, from an energetic soul perspective. The problem is all these things that are happening in society don't make sense because most people do not look at things from a deeper perspective. And without that, everything seems random, things don't make sense, and we can get lost. So, talking about the gender thing, it's very important. It's extremely important to observe and analyze this from a zoomed out perspective. So, number one, why you can be born in the wrong body and why most people are not, is this. As souls, when we incarnate in a human body, we choose the body, the situation, our parents, our general life's story. We write this up in the higher dimensions from which we come down, right? Some people call it heaven. I call it soul's home. We can also say it's the Venus version of Earth, the ascended Earth, which is the same thing. So up there, in between our lives, we actually plan our next incarnation. We plan it. And we decide who we're going to be, the eye color, the gender, the height. We choose most of what we will experience in life, but of course our life's path is open. It's not completely predetermined. It's like as though we were planning a trip. Let's say we want to go to the Caribbean, like I am here right now. As you can see, I'm in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It's amazing here, and it's like when I come here, I don't suddenly appear randomly, right? I have to plan my flight. I come here, where am I going to stay? More or less, what am I going to do? So usually when we plan a trip somewhere, we do have choice over where we go and what we do. And it's like that up there. As a soul, we just don't get randomly thrown into some star system, into some body, into some place. No, we plan it. We actually say, okay, we're going to go to Earth. These are the lessons I need to learn. These are the souls I want to grow with. This is my soul family who will incarnate with me. Are you going to come? Are you going to come? Okay. So you're going to show up when I'm 30 and I'm going to marry you. Let's try to see if that'll work. Let's plan it anyways. Okay, how about you? Okay, you're going to be my mother? Okay, good. So it's set. You see what I mean? So that's how we plan our incarnation on Earth. So we do choose our body and we choose the gender we want to incarnate in. And now comes an interesting point, my beautiful Starseed family. You probably already know this. Those who are new to this channel, who clicked on this video, you're going to get a different perspective. I work from a cosmic perspective, and if you're watching this video, you already have to be familiar with the idea that we reincarnate. We are eternal divine souls that reincarnate over and over on Earth. And before this, most of us actually came from a star. That is not Earth, okay? Just to let you guys know a little bit about that. So, as souls, we don't have a gender. As souls, we are energy, we are pure energy, we are light, we are vibration, we are love, okay? So souls are not dualistic, okay? There is no duality in a soul. When we shoot off of God Creator Source, when we separate from God Creator Source in the 12th dimension, we start splitting down into the dimensions. Only when we get to the 7th dimension do we start to polarize and be able to materialize in the form of female and masculine, male and female, right? So in higher dimensions, we exist as souls that don't have gender because there is no such thing. There is no separation in the physical. There is no polarity, no duality like we have here in that extreme. So only when we get lower into the lower dimensions and our soul starts incarnating in 3D, 5D, maybe 6D, maybe 7D, but mostly 3D and 5D, the divine human blueprint is manifest as male and female. So we choose, what do we want? Do we want to be a man or a woman? And I'm going to tell you something. Every single one of you has incarnated as both. As souls, we want the broadest, the most exciting, the most complete experience in our lives. So all of you have incarnated as men and women, as male and female, in male and female bodies, right? And I do a lot of readings with people, personal soul readings, and I can see the history of every soul that I read for, if they have been men or women, which lives, what happened. I can see that in the stars and on earth. And I'm going to tell you that most people I work with, whether they're men or women, have incarnated maybe 2/3 in one gender and 1/3 in another gender, or half and half, right? So we experience everything. So we have incarnated and lived as men and women in so many lives that if you start looking at it from that perspective, whatever you choose in this lifetime doesn't really matter that much, because I'm telling you, you who's watching, you have lived so many lives. Let me see what I get. Every single one of you who's watching, the average amount of lives you have lived is wow, okay, I'm seeing like 500,000, 500,000 lives. Not always as a human, not always in this dimension. And the number is very high because some of you have gone through a planetary cycle, starting as the planet's consciousness, being mineral, amoeba, animals, everything. Okay, so you see where we're going with this? You see, when you're zoomed out, then what gender you're born with doesn't really matter. But what happens is when we dedicate ourselves, let's say, to life on earth, we come here with purpose, with mission, with our soul's history, and we start living lives. And some of us have resonated more with the divine feminine in our soul's history, others with the divine masculine. So some of us may, after living many, many lives, decide that we resonate more with living as a man because the divine masculine is more aligned to us, and then we start living more lives as men. But I've never met anyone who's only incarnated as a man or only as a woman in their lives. It's always both. So something that you have to know is that when we live now, when we choose, and we do choose our gender, we choose it because that's what would serve us best in this lifetime for the purpose we serve, for the lessons we want to learn, and just how we want to live our life. And we can choose either to be a man or a woman. It's very easy. We choose it up there. So most of the time, like I said in the beginning, we are not born in the wrong body. We just choose one. And here comes some of the reasons, or one reason why someone may feel that they're born in the wrong body. It may be that you generally resonate more with the divine masculine, and you've lived many lives as a man, recently perhaps, and now you decided, okay, this lifetime, my purpose, my lessons, my mission will be fulfilled more if I come down as a woman this time. Okay, let's do it. So you incarnate as a woman, and because we forget when we are born, everything I'm telling you, you probably don't know this, you don't remember, but this is how it is. Let me tell you, it is how it is. And when you're born, you forget. You don't remember your past lives. You don't remember what you did before this. You don't remember your past 20, 30, 40 lives. You don't remember how you resonate divine masculine or feminine. So you may be born as a woman and it might feel strange. It's like, oh, wow, because you forgot that you chose a woman's body this time, even though you resonate more with the divine masculine. And it doesn't mean you made a wrong choice. You just wanted to live your life as a woman so that you can fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. But you may forget. So as children, we may, for example, if you're born as in a female body, you may be feeling more masculine energies. You want to, climb trees, and you don't like wearing skirts, and you feel a little bit more like a boy. You resonate more with boys, and that could be one of the reasons. All right? But it doesn't mean you're born in the wrong body. It could be that at soul level, you are more used to the male energy and being incarnate in male bodies. It also could be that you have been a woman for a long time and you just feel like experiencing your next life as a man. And then when you're born as a man, again, you forget why, and you may feel a little different. Okay, so those may be some reasons why you feel that you were born in the wrong body. Okay. Also, one thing is the divine human blueprint at 3D and 5D and a little bit higher is polarized. It is male or female. It is the divine design of the human. And at higher levels, like I said before, you may have lived as an Arcturian or as a Starseed, as a dragon, as a different blueprint in a high dimension without a gender. Because in higher dimensions, it's normal for blueprints not to have a gender anymore. And that is part of the divine plan. So another reason that you may feel strange being a gender, or even like not resonating with being any kind of gender, is that you could have come down from higher dimensions where you lived lives without a gender. Because in the ascension process, after 6D, I would say, we don't really have such dense physical bodies anymore. We exist more in a light body, and that often does not have a gender. For example, the Andromedan starseeds from the Andromeda galaxy, they are very high vibrational beings of light, and often I see them as spirit guides when I work with people, and they often don't show a gender. I often see them as angelic beings, more androgynous, and they don't have a gender because they're so high vibrational. And it's very usual that in those high dimensions, they don't have to manifest a gender, right? So if you start seeing it from that point of view, then when you think of you in your human body in a very dense, low vibration, which is 3D, where we are very polarized, where the divine human blueprint is to have two genders. That's just how it is. It's the divine human blueprint. It's how we reproduce. That's just the divine plan of the human blueprint, how it is. Then you may be a little more accepting of the gender you are in. All right. So whatever gender you are born in, it's perfect and divine. But if you understand this frame of reference, then it's easier to adjust and say, oh, okay, wow, all right. Like I'm a woman, that's fine. I was different before, but now I'm a woman. Let's try it out. Let's experiment. Let's see. So those things can really explain why you may feel that you are born in the wrong body. Now, there are cases where you can be born in the wrong body. And this is the case. Sometimes you plan an incarnation and you start coming down and merging with the body while it's in gestation, right? Before you are physically born. But there are certain cases where intruding souls come in and they try to steal your incarnation. That happens. It actually happens. Negative souls and positive souls. We all know of intruding souls or possessing souls. And If you feel a little bit unsure of your gender, it could be that you have an intruding soul of an opposite gender. It could be that there was a soul switch. It could be that you are someone who came into an incarnation that was not intended for reasons of karmic entanglement with another soul, that you were intended for a specific body, another negative being came in, threw you out, and then you found another body to incarnate in that you were not intended to incarnate in. And your intention was maybe to incarnate in a male body, but you were thrown out. That happens, you know, at birth. At birth, many times, negative beings or even positive beings who have attachments to you through past lives, through disempowerment, at soul level, they can come in and try to steal your incarnation, and that happens. I work with a lot of people who have two souls in there, or who the intended soul left and an intruder came. So it could be that you were an intended soul in a certain body. For some reason you were thrown out and you found another body, or you contracted with another soul that doesn't want to incarnate there for some reason, and then you actually merged with the body of another gender that wasn't your intention, and then you were born, and that's why you're like, wait, I'm supposed to be born in a different body. But that can happen not only with the gender, that can happen obviously with how you look, with the color of your skin, your eyes, your hair, the attributes of your body, if you're tall or short or thin. So it could be that the body that you chose for yourself, because when things go well, and they usually do, 99.9% of you are in your intended body, right? When things go well, you choose exactly all the attributes of your human self. The gender, the ethnicity, where you're born, your parents, how you look, your genetical makeup, everything is aligned to you. You choose this, and that's why you choose that specific life. And when you start to merge with that body, you as a soul actually change that body in gestation, right? In the womb. You actually merge with the body and you start to influence it and change it and make it so it matches your divine soul blueprint. As for me, my most aligned higher self is a Pleiadian woman from the Pleiades who looks a little bit like me. Of course, taller and slimmer and more gorgeous, but she looks a little bit like me. And that is my higher self, my most prominent, my most important higher self that I'm most aligned to in my incarnational cycle right now, in these incarnations, I would say the last 100 incarnations. So when my soul merged with the little body in my mother's belly, my soul started to mold the features, started to mold everything more to its likeness. You see what I mean? This is what I've seen. So this is very interesting. So that's why this worked. I was the intended soul. I planned to come here. I chose my parents. I planned out this body, and I started to mold that body to my soul likeness. That's why I look like my higher self, which is the most important one right now. Obviously, a lot of us have had many life cycles in different places in the galaxy. Those who know me, you know that I've incarnated in many different planetary systems here. I've had different blueprints. My first primary blueprint was a cosmic whale being on Farah, a planet in a parallel dimension. And it always comes through a little bit. I can't be super skinny, because whales are just not super skinny. For example, a lot of attributes that I have, that I'm an Akashic Records reader, that the Akashic Records is my specialty. I feel so good, it works for me. It's because the whales are the Akashic Record keepers. Whales live from the heart, so all those attributes I also have. But physically speaking, I am more like my Pleiadian higher self, right? So I hope that makes sense to you, my friends. That's why you may feel that you have the wrong gender. Now, talking about the divine blueprints, 3D is not meant to be gender neutral. So what's happening today with the gender confusion and gender neutrality It is not an organic timeline. It's not an organic development for humanity. This happens at higher dimensions, and we are in a very low, very dense, very negative world right now. The releasing of genders happens at higher dimensions, not at 3D. So this is not part of the divine organic timeline of humanity. So I hope that makes sense, my friends. So in the end, I have always felt that it's not such a big deal if I'm a man or a woman, because I've had so many lives, and next time round, if I don't feel like being a woman, I'll be a man again. All right. So in the end, a lot of people who are confused, who don't feel good in their bodies, they don't know that they've had thousands of lives. They don't know that they have a choice each time to try out whatever gender, religion, blueprint, ethnicity that you want. You can try it all. And you as a starseed, I guarantee you already have tried it all. If you're watching this, you have had at least 150 lives on Earth, maybe even 1,000. You have lived as a man, as a woman, in Lemuria, in Atlantis. You've been black, white. You have had all kinds of features. You've been tall, thin, short. You've done it all. You've done it all, because we starseeds are curious and we want the full experience on Earth. So accept it, love yourself exactly how you are, and next time around you can choose something different. So let me know what you think, my friends. This is the first video in the Gender Thing series. So make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the notifications, because part 2 of the Gender Thing will come out very soon. And for those of you who have questions about your own gender, your own body, what's going on, maybe you are in the wrong body, maybe your past lives are influencing you, I am able to go into the Akashic Records and read your personal soul record. I can see the soul's history of where you've lived, where you have incarnated in the stars. So if you are interested, I am offering some readings every week at the moment. Below this video is a link to my booking calendar, so you can request a reading from me and I can help you with that as well, with the gender question. Okay, thank you so much. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.